So now we're ready for the AVID market update. So I checked in with Dave Rusk today. Basically, things are the same as they have been. Slight changes. He says that there's not really been any movement this last month. I thought that rates had gone down, but apparently they haven't gone down that much. For single family residential ARMs, they're in the high fives, mid high fives. 30-year fixed is 5.99. And single family resident investment with 25% down is in the low sixes. So any comments on that?
Sorry, no, peanut gallery just talking. Yeah, he told me yesterday with 50% down on that 4-5, so it'd be at 6%.
Okay, which is 25% more than 25%.
Actually, it's 100%.
That's my peanut gallery.
100% more. Multifamily 30-year fixed is 6.5 or 6.125 with a 0.625 buy down.
Can I just share something?
Absolutely.
So, cool thing about ICC, I'm sure some of you know this, but you can go on their website at any time, punch in your details of a loan, whether it's a purchase or refi, and it'll actually give you today's rates. Wow.
Oh, nice.
You can put in investment, how many units, and it'll tell you what the buy down is, what the rate is, even past the point where if you take a higher rate, you can get a credit at closing. So
Wow.
it's really nice. ICCU provides that.
That's a great tool.
Yeah.
That's really good. So single family home trends. So this is basically where houses are in Ada County. So I found it interesting that the median price is $525. I believe that last year at this time it was $555. So it has come down since last year. We have a little more inventory than we did last year at 691 homes available, and days on market are a little bit higher. So not much, 52 days. I think that's up by 4 days. And oh, I'm sorry, that was homes sold is 691 and total inventory is 1596. So Canyon County, so prices in Canyon County are also up. Actually everything's up in Canyon County. Days on market is higher, inventory is up, and the number of homes being sold. So everything's moving up there. Duplexes and fourplexes. So when we last met in November, I believe that there were 48 duplexes and fourplexes total available, and now there are 37. So currently there's 17 pending, and there are 21 sales since the last meeting. I believe the absorption rate again is all over the place. So I was thinking, Tony, that since you're here, maybe I could talk you into talking about your fourplex data.
Great idea.
This is my data here, but this is the.
Oh, this is active. It's coming up. Yeah. So these are all of the fourplexes that are currently available in Ada County. You can see that the prices range from $850 up to $2,049,000.
Wow.
I believe that with the fourplexes that we sold last year, the sales price was in the high nines.
Yeah.
Middle high nines. Yeah. So, yeah. Canyon County, there are 6 fourplexes currently available. Prices are a little bit lower. I don't know a lot about those fourplexes. Do you know much about that, Danielle? looked at.
Pretty sure I've been through Sharon's Way. Those are pinwheel design, a lot of deferred maintenance. The Brassy Cove. Yeah, they were trying to sell a lot of those years ago. And I went and looked at them because the price was attractive, performance was good, but the stucco was just a cracking mess. That's what turned me off on Brassy Cove. I don't know any of the other ones.
All right.
Now it's your-
Now we have, so every month Tony puts together, data on the fourplexes. He's been doing it for 20+ years.
Yeah.
So he's got an extensive spreadsheet. So like I said, the average sale price in 2025 was over 900,000.
Yeah, I'll jump in. So, yeah, the fourplexes almost all year long, the average is pretty close to 900,000 throughout the whole year. The other thing that remained pretty constant was that 170 gross rent multiplier. So everything was super predictable and really stable. You know, we weren't seeing big jumps in one way or the other. One of the things that happened this year was we saw the cap rates just slightly slide down, but the gross rent multiplier stayed the same. What I kind of a precursor to what we're talking about, or a segue, I guess, is maintenance, right? So we know insurance costs have gone, so the NOIs went down. That's why the cap rates dropped. So what went down? Well, the rent stayed the same, the VRM stayed the same. So what brought that down? It's the NOI. We know that insurance costs have been going up. I'm sure everybody's been getting the renewals and noticing the increases in insurance. And in my opinion is, maintenance costs have gone way up. And so that's having an effect.
Cap rates.
Yeah, so cap rates are right around, what we ended up at 4.6. You can see the graph kind of just showing you how we were jogging lighter along. Go ahead to the next. Oh yeah, the price per square foot. Why do I track that? It doesn't mean anything. The reason I tracked it was I used to do quite a bit of, the county, they're getting better on their tax assessments. But some years they just would make these huge swings that didn't make any sense, and they liked price per square foot, so that's why I track it. There's your average, pretty, as you can see, just pretty even kill, right? Had that 1 month drop. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So update from First Rate Property Management. I'm just going to read this. He said that they're optimistic about 2026 and have already seen a positive uptick since the start of the year, including increased inquiry activity and improved engagement on available listings. While it's still early, these indicators are encouraging. Over the next few months, they plan on will be in a better position to evaluate how the year is shaping up and compare it to previous years with more rental inventory on the market than we've seen in the past. It will be important to closely monitor how demand responds. So, all right. Where'd it go?
Where you look?
Looking for Jocelyn's slide. It disappeared. Would you like to come up and talk about your slide that's not here?
Sure.
That'd be great.
You know, like you pull up. No.
You
Just have to wing it.
have to wing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wing it. I'll pull the slide and I'll tell you what's on it. So, and then maybe we can just get this out to you guys, like in an email after. Okay, let me find this here. I am Jocelyn, by the way. I am the co-founder and owner of Capital City Comforts. We are a property management company that specializes in short-term rentals. So the data that I'm going to go over with you is how the Boise market is performing overall in the short-term rental world. We do these free reports for all of our clients where we give them an analysis on how their property will perform and average price per night, occupancy rates, and all of that. And so we always break down the market that they're in, like Boise, and then we'll break down their submarket, so like Vista area. So I'm just going to give you the overview of Boise as a whole. So let's see here. Let's go to the correct email. Jocelyn. Stacy, here we go. Okay. So you cannot see this right now, but basically what it goes over and what we do is we subscribe to a few different softwares that are data collectors that is able to tell us how many short-term rentals are out there, what the average price per night is. And this is because these are active listings already on platforms like Airbnb, VRBO, Furnish Finder, all of those. And so we're able to take that data and break it down each month out of the year for your property specifically. So the Boise market as a whole is performing at a 76 score out of 100, which is really good. The average price per night in Boise is $172 per night. The average price for a whole home is $182.40. So the 172.2, that is also including people that are doing like ADUs or renting out rooms in their home or basements. And so that's why we have an entire home category as well. So the average revenue per year for short-term rental in Boise is $29,200. The occupancy rate, which in the short-term rental world, this isn't far from average. The occupancy rate in Boise is about 60%, which is traditionally what you can expect. We tend to, not to brag, but exceed those occupancy rates because we subscribe to a lot of resources that really help boost our listings for our homeowners. But 60% is the average. And then they will also break down on here, it's broken down like what percentage of the market is what type of home. So how many are 1 bed, 1 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath. And so you can kind of see where you would fall in that category. Yeah, and then we have the average, what else is on here? Occupancy rate by month. So from, I'm sure maybe what you can imagine, June, July, August, peak summertime where people are traveling here to Boise for all different sorts of events and family and, summer break. They fall around 75%. The lowest you typically see them is in January, kind of around this time of year. And they kind of hover just under, it looks like probably 45%, maybe 40. And then May is kind of in between, probably right around that 60% mark, a little bit higher. So that's what you can see on here. And then it also shows the rental growth over the past 3 years in Boise. And it is it is up and down. So more recently, it's actually a little bit down. And so that's referring to inventory, right? There's less short-term rentals on the Boise market, which can be an opportunity for homeowners, right? Because if supply is down and there's demand, then, people are seeing higher occupancy rates. And, I can speak for that for the properties that we manage. But yeah, that's pretty much the market overview as a whole. Boise is a great place to do short-term rental, but believe it or not, a lot of the cities are. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, yeah.
Do any of those services tell you like average length of stay, number of nights?
It does. I do not have that data offhand, but I can tell you the average nightly rate between the properties that we manage, and I want to say it's 5. It's around 5 nights. So definitely a good amount of turnover in all of the properties. Yeah.
Do you have did you say you have the total number of units in Boise?
I don't have the total number.
Oh.
I could probably find that somewhere. But I don't have it offhand. Yeah. Do you have one?
What was the whole home average rate?
Whole home was
180?
182,
40.
40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $182.40.
What do you consider short-term, then just anything around?
Yeah,
Definition of short-term.
usually it's 30 days or less. But obviously, you know, on a lot of the platforms like Airbnb, VRBO, which we usually lead with, you can book up to 90 days. But across those platforms, average, you know, night stay, at least for our properties, is around 5 nights.
At what point do you escape the city tax?
If it's over 30 days.
If it's over 30 days?
So this is new to me. Explain this.
So the city will charge, the city will charge a fee for short-term rentals that are less than 30 days.
For why?
Downtown Boise, the convention center, they collect money for the convention center,
Interesting.
the auditorium district. And that extends, I don't think it goes to Meridian, but I don't know where it cuts off.
Yeah, so we have for each of our properties, like you have to have a short-term rental permit, right? And then
Yeah.
there's automatic fees and, you know, sales tax for Idaho and all of that is automatically, there's a sales tax and an occupancy tax. So that's probably what you guys are referring to that gets charged with each booking.
Is that about 13% total? Does that sound right?
Probably somewhere around there, maybe a little bit less, but yeah, that sounds about right.
6% sales and the rest is.
Yeah, the occupancy.
That's why they got so much money,
Yeah.
I guess.
So is the 182 a night for single family, per whole home?
Mhm.
Does that include all those taxes?
No.
It does not.
Okay, that's after the tax, but before the other fees like management and then.
Exactly.
Any costs you have.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
exactly. All good questions. Any other ones?
Other than downtown, what are some of the areas that are desirable for that?
Believe it or not, a lot of places all over the Treasure Valley are good for a short-term rental. Some are better than others, but you see, you know, especially nowadays, since we have so many people that have moved here, you see, you know, short-term rentals that are performing exceptionally well in, you know, Meridian or Nampa because people are, you know, constantly traveling to visit their family. And so what you would have thought, and really what wasn't a good short-term rental probably just about 5 years ago, performs much better now because there's a constant flow of people in and out of Boise for so many reasons. So that's why it's hard to tell. And that's why we do a free analysis for everyone, because we'll tell someone like, if it will perform better as a long-term rental, you should make it a long-term rental. But if it'll perform better as short-term, then obviously, you know.
What are the operating costs?
So as a business, as a business or as a homeowner?
As a business?
So as a business, there's a few different type of overheads that we have. Specifically for our homeowners, and not every property management company offers this, but we make sure that all of the replenishments for each stay is there. So we, you know, do soaps and body washes and Q-tips and, you know, any damaged linens and that sort of thing. We handle all that. We gift the first short-term rental permit to each of our new clients, so we do that. And then all of the software that we plug into to make sure that the property can perform at its best. So an example of that is, you know, we use a tool called Price Labs, and that takes all of the data for really Idaho in Treasure Valley specifically, because that's where we operate, but events. So that way it can adjust the price per night to make sure that you're always capturing what's best based on, you know, what events are going on or what the availability is now that this event is going on and this many people have booked. And so it will automatically adjust the pricing of your unit based on supply and demand and what's happening in the area. So those are kind of a few examples.
Is there a range of percent of gross income?
For us or for homeowners?
What are your management fees?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, for us. Okay, so what do we charge a homeowner? So it depends on how involved you'd like us to be and also the size of the property, but we're on par with most averages that you would see anywhere between 15 and 20%.
Say it again, 15 to 20? Good.
Yeah, because it's much more hands-on than your kind of traditional long-term. I'm very hands-on with the business. I have a business partner, Dylan, and he runs all the financials, so all the reports, payouts, he does all that. But I'm pretty much at each property at least once a week, making sure that everything's there for replenishments and all that. So it's pretty hands-on.
And how many do you manage?
We manage 6.
Six.
Yeah, and we started about 2 years ago. And it was a very slow roll intentionally. We got our first property and then really kind of just was like, all right, now let's get all the SOPs that we need in place to make sure that we can operate this business properly. So then we can replicate this in a way that's best for ourselves and for our customers. So, yeah.
So are those all, sorry, single family?
Are they all single family? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 single families, 2 ADUs.
So 6 isn't a lot. So, and it sounds like your software is incredibly powerful. So the fee based on that must be by unit?
It is by unit.
Oh, thank God, right?
Yeah.
Just Like providing you that much information and whatnot, it sounds expensive.
Yeah, luckily we're able to kind of scale up with it and they do it per unit price. Yeah. But we don't want to be by any means like the largest property management company in Idaho or Treasure Valley. We market ourselves as just like a boutique company. We really want to have a good group of homeowners that we work with and focus on maximizing their properties. We don't want to scale to, manage 1,000 units because then you kind of get lost in the sauce. Customer care isn't as good. That's my New Jersey coming out, lost in the sauce. I don't know if you guys have heard that. But yeah, all great questions. Any other ones? Perfect. Well, I'll be around. I'm also the newest member of the Swope team as a real estate agent. So you guys will be seeing plenty of me. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
Good job.
Thank you.